There was another assault on a dairy worker overnight, this time in Hastings. The dairy worker was taken to hospital with a head injury after an alleged robber assaulted him with a BB gun. Officers were called to a dairy in Mohora at about 6:30 last night after the man had entered the store, assaulted the staff member, which broke on impact when he struck the worker, and then fled the scene empty-handed. Police put up cordons where they did speak with this certain person. And a 41-year-old was in court today, was due to appear in court today in the Hastings District Court. And last year, in the run-up to the election, every party, bar Labor, of course, was pushing crime, soft on crime. Labor is soft on crime. We've got to knuckle down. This is what's happening to our country. Now, one man that was very passionate about that was Himanshu Parmar, or Ash Parmar as we like to call him. He actually stood in last year's election for Hamilton East, didn't quite make it across the line, hope he tries again. And it had been a tiring journey for him, constantly raising issues around law and order. Now, I wanted to see how Ash feels, 6 months, how long's this new government been in? 5 months, maybe? Ash is with me. Hello, Ash.
Hi, Leah.
Good to talk to you, my friend.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations on your new show.
Oh, I know. I'm wrapped. Happy.
Yeah.
Ash, give the listeners a little bit of your background in Hamilton.
So, Leah, I've been a liquor trader for coming up 20 years. I think October this year, I've been working in the liquor industry, running the retail stores, and my journey, I guess, speaking quite loudly about law and order, has been going on since about July 2019, when my store, in particular in Huntley, had aggravated robberies twice in 4 days. And unfortunately for me, my mother was there for both of them, and I was only there for one of them. So that kind of left a deep scar on my psyche and kind of left me seeking answers and, in a weird way, you could say, shouting from rooftops. But I guess as more time sort of went, I kind of to solidify what I wanted to do more. I got a bit of guidance, and fast forward quite a bit to February last year when I actually invited David Seymour. I had no intention of running to Parliament, but I invited David Seymour to Hamilton, and I gave him a 2-hour tour of Hamilton. I took him to a lot of dairies and liquor stores to show him firsthand how people are working in these cages. And I actually took a lot of photos of David ringing these bells to get access to these shops. And I remember making a LinkedIn post to the fact that even David, who's well-respected and trusted member of Parliament, has to ring a bell to get access to this dairy, because that's how things operate in Hamilton. Mm-hmm. So he obviously understood the pain and the issues, and thank you to him and, to the ACT Party. I got involved in the elections, and law and order is something I wanted to talk about, and I got that higher platform. And as you said, obviously didn't quite make it into Parliament, missed out by a couple of spots. But I strongly believe in the, ACT policies. That's why I decided to run with them, to push for those policies, which some are in place, some are kind of, they're going to be in place soon. So, yeah, it's just a waiting game. But unfortunately, criminals simply do not care. They don't care that a new coalition government is in. They are just going on with their crime, which is really sad reality of New Zealand right now.
Ash, do you still speak? And I know you're a big advocate, and you're very in Hamilton and the outlying areas. You know a lot of the business people there. Do you still talk to them regularly, and how are they feeling? Are they still concerned?
They really are, Leah. We had an article come out in Radio New Zealand, I think 2 weeks ago, which kind of outlined concerns of myself and a few other retailers or community advocates. Because as much as I hate to be involved in this chain of thought, sometimes it's important to probably, is this article said, Indian business owners concerned. Fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of these shops are owned by Indian community because, they were actually that easy to run. And I guess that's why when we moved to New Zealand, my parents literally bought a dairy, Leah, in Hamilton. Yeah. And now we own a few liquor stores because we actually really enjoyed running them. You know, they are your corner stores. You get to meet everyone in the community. It's a happy place, but obviously that's not the case. But this article outlined how much fear people are still running in. And I can give you one example, Leah. The Waitangi weekend, Huntley is where one of my businesses is. There was a 10-day period when we had 4 aggravated robberies, including in one night where 2 of the gas stations had their night bay windows ripped out. And obviously staff, you know, went into what they call panic room. So we live in a country where dairies have cages in front, and we have gas stations that have specialized panic rooms, you know. I mean, I really hope some of the tourists that are coming to this country know some of the stuff and they can go tell others, you know, this is how retailers are working here. It's just not acceptable.
Do you have contact with the local police? What's the feeling from them?
So, look, off the record, I've talked to a lot of frontline police. They are frustrated as well because, you know, I mean, you would have seen that case. I think you were talking just before I came on the air, that case in Hawke's Bay. So police is actually very, very good at rounding people up. And I have consistently, even before running for parliament, during SAID, there's actually a high probability cops know exactly who's done something in the local area.
Yeah, of
because
course.
it is the same core group of people.
Yeah.
So the police is feeling frustrated because so much of their resource is going into the same issue again and again. And when it comes to youth crime, it's even worse because they know they'll let them go because the arresting officer or his senior officer generally have no idea what happened in the youth criminal system, you know, the youth justice system. Even they're not allowed to look. But they know because if they let them go, it happens again. And it's the same kids they're happening with. So, but also now with, there's a lot of talk around, obviously, the pay for frontline staff.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are feeling really disappointed and really let down. And I know Sean's been doing a few interviews and he's been highlighting the issue. But I think myself, you know, having run for parliament and making law and order such a big part of the issue, even I'm feeling really let down. Yes, we understand the economy is not in a good way, but these people are literally risking their lives every day to protect us. And I think it's not fair the way they're being treated at the moment. And really, I hope a quick solution is found because obviously they're going to go to arbitration and all that kind of stuff. It will drag on a bit. But that's not a fair way to treat these men and women, you know, who are literally risking their lives every day to protect us. So, yeah, there's a lot of frustration there.
Well, I mean, when do these boot camps start up that they were preaching about?
So I have mixed feelings about these boot camps. Obviously, I love to be a convert and then believe in them, but they're not coming till August, September, and it's only going to be a very small trial. What I would have liked to see is some more comments around these youth justice facilities that currently exist, but unfortunately, there's no commentary in that space at all, Leah. You know, what are we doing? Because I don't know if you remember, one of the things we used to say during the campaign was that, you know, a lot of these facilities don't even have locks. And when they jump on the roofs, we give them buckets of KFC to bring them down. Yeah. So, you know, by all measure, nothing's changed in that space. And that's why we're seeing all this crime still happening. So, you know, in a perfect world, I would like to see a little bit more commentary in that space. What are we doing with these existing facilities? How are we getting a bit harder on reforming and detaining these people? Because that camp will come, but it's only a trial of 30 or 40 people, I believe, of youth. So it will take a long time. And also, there's that overarching problem of adult crime, which is rife, you know, with shoplifting as well. I'm talking to you right now from Sylvia Park in Auckland, car park, and I've just dropped my kids and wife to go in the mall. And I kid you not, Leah, the first thing I said to them is do not go near the food court because the Michael Hill drill is right there. This is the level of anxiety we have in our household. And I think there's nothing wrong with it because a Michael Hill in Auckland was robbed literally yesterday. I don't know if you heard. Only Hunger Mall, Michael Hill was robbed.
Too.
So,
it was in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Yep, it was
there
too.
you go. And it's still happening. It's still happening.
It's still happening, Ash.
You know, yeah, and during the campaign, a lot of people used to have a go at me, oh, you sell alcohol and tobacco, you deserve to be robbed, you know, you are this and that. I was like, well, what about Michael Hill? What did Michael do wrong? You know, what did Michael do wrong?
Overpriced rings, I don't know.